Good day, trainees. Welcome to my channel, DenzTV. So for today, I'm going to share to you on how to develop data gathering instrument for trainees characteristics. So I believe that this particular instrument is the first task that you are going to do in trainer's methodology level 1. Okay, so the first task that you're going to do is to develop data gathering instrument. This one. Alright, so this is the first task that you're going to do. So for now, I'm going to share on how to develop and check your instrument. Okay, so if you have noticed, trainees, there is an instruction here. Please answer the following instrument according to the characteristics described below. These are all the characteristics. These are all the characteristics. Okay. Alright, so now encircle the letter of your choice that best describes you as a learner. So blank spaces are provided for some data that need your response. Alright, so meaning you have to encircle the letter of your choice. Alright, and then name here. Be sure this instrument is only a sample instrument that was answered by your learners. Alright, so this is just a sample data gathering instrument of your learners. Okay, so for example, the name of your learner or your student is Divine. Luib. Alright, so for example, name of your student is Divine Luib. Alright, so Miss Divine Luib will answer all the characteristics of learners below. Alright, so because there are some trainees for TM1 who usually put their name here. So that's not correct. It should be your learner. This is not intended for your name. Alright? This is intended for your trainee's characteristics. Alright? Because you'll be the one handling this particular subject. Alright? Now, so let us discuss one by one the characteristics of learners for you to be able to understand what is this all about. Alright? So, one of the most important data that you must have when planning training session is the characteristics of your trainees. Okay? In CBT or competency-based training, we consider individual differences in training. Why? It's because CBT is self-paced. When we talk about self-paced, meaning you have to learn on your own. Okay? Learn by doing. Okay, that's CBT, that's self-paced. So, the design of training and instructional materials should therefore suit characteristics of each trainee. Alright, so if you try to look at this particular instrument, it really suits the characteristics of each trainee. Alright, so One important part of planning a training session is to analyze trainees so that the training suits their ability level. Okay? So it will be suits to their ability level. Next, suits to their learning styles and preferences. Okay? So speaking of learning styles, there are a lot of learning styles. Visual, kinesthetic, auditory, activist, reflector, theorist, pragmatist. So later on, we will discuss that one further. Next, it also suits their motivation, okay, and interest, because they are the basis in choosing the methodologies to be used by the trainer. You are the trainer, right? So it is important to note that one of the key features of CBT is that it is customized and personalized. Okay? This is difficult to achieve if trainers, kayo, are not aware of your learner's characteristics. So the differences among trainees, or how they may be able to work with these trainees to address your specific needs to allow them to demonstrate competence. So, next, while the issues are diverse, so the solutions are frequently applicable across different topics. So, not all issues are for trainers. There are also issues for trainees. So, to clarify, not all issues for trainees are issues for trainers. Alright? So, by altering some components, all of these components there, issues can be resolved. Yes, it can be resolved because you know already the characteristics of your learners. For example, language. During the assessment in the local language rather than English. So having assessment in the local language rather than in English. So, for example, your trainees are all Cebuano. So it is better to use Cebuano language than English, right? So that it will be able to, so that all of them will be able to understand, right? So, how will you able to consider when planning a training session? How will you able, or how does training characteristics be considered when planning a training session? Of course, by knowing all of those characteristics of the learners. Okay? First, we have their language literacy and numeracy. My question is, what does it mean to the plan? What does it mean to the plan? You know what, trainees? This influence the methods you can use and the activities and tasks that are suitable to the training and the trainee. You must be prepared for different languages, literacy and numeracy levels, and must have numerous resources available for different requirements. For example, this one. So the average grade in English is 95 and above. Okay? So this is the average grade of divine. In the same way, in mathematics, 95 and above. Okay? That is the average grades of divine Loeb of these two subjects. My question is, how about the other subjects? How about the TBL? How about the TLE? How about sciences and other subjects? Remember, there are two types of learners. Fast learner and slow learner. Because there are students who are really excel in this particular subject. But there are also learners who are not really good in that particular subject. Believe me or not. Diba? So, it's better to know the languages, literacy, and numeracy levels of your learners. Alright? So, since the instructions here is encircle the letters, so you must encircle here. Okay, you must follow. You should follow the instructions. Okay, this is correct. How about the cultural background? Okay, how about the cultural background? Okay, this one. What does it mean to the plant? Okay, for example, this one. These are the ethnicity of culture. Cebuano, Waray-Waray, Boholano, Bisaya, Tagalog, others. Okay, I think Cebuano and Bisaya is quite the same. Okay, so maybe only one is reflected here. Cebuano only. Now, going back. Cultural background. What does it mean to the plant? Now, be aware of different cultural backgrounds and practices. It's because there may be activities that you choose which are inappropriate because of their cultural background and practices. Alright? So, it is better to know what are their cultural background and practices. Okay? For you to be able to adjust as trainer. Okay? To avoid cultural sensitivity. Alright? How about education and general knowledge? How about that? What does it mean to the plant? So, Miss Divine here answer high school level. Alright. So meaning, Miss Divine is a high school level. Okay. So, alright. Now, other choices here is high school graduate. How about senior high school? How about junior high school? How about college level? How about college undergraduate? How about college graduate? Because there are other trainees who are already graduated from college. Alright? That is reality. So, if this particular learner will enroll on how to learn automotive, then he or she will enroll. So, meaning, his or her highest user attainment is college graduate. So be sure to include it here. Right? So include it here. Right? So, what education and general knowledge, what does it mean to the plant? So, general education levels are helpful for you to know at what level to pitch the delivery of the session. Yeah? So that you can adjust on how to pitch the level the delivery of the station. So since this particular student is college graduate, so he or she is already advanced to this particular topic. So I might have other topics to facilitate from this particular student. So it's really pitched to the delivery of the station. Alright? So be sure to include it here: junior high school, senior high school, college level, college undergraduate, college graduate, and so on. Alright? Next, how about the gender characteristics? So, what does it mean to the plan? You know what, my dear trainees, the whole plan is affected if you have a group of all female, all male, or a mixture. If there are activities that involve demonstration, role play, and so on. So it would affect their performance. For example, if you have only all female learners, only all female learners, all mixture, so it would affect their demonstration activities. Diba? And also, as trainer, you can determine how to divide them according to their gender. Alright? According to the characteristics. If you have a by group activities. Okay? Next. Yung edad mo. That is also important to know. Okay? How? What does it mean to the plan? Also, your age can affect. Yes, your age can affect the plan depending on what is delivered, how it is delivered, and at what pace it's delivered. Okay? So, as trainer, you can also determine or to divide them according to their age. Okay? Something like that. So it's really important to determine the characteristics of the learners. How about physical ability? Alright? This is one of the most. Okay? This is also important in the characteristics of learners. To know what are the physical abilities of your learners. So what does this mean to the plan? You know what? You have to be aware of any trainee who is less able than others to perform physical tasks before the beginning of the station. Alright? For example here, disabilities, none. Existing health condition, none. Alright? So, if ever the student has asthma, has heart disease, or anemia, so you can adjust if you have a particular activity that needs physical task. Okay? This is important. You can always have an allowable adjustment for this matter. Alright? So next, previous experiences with the topic. Okay, what does it mean to the plan? Miss Divine here answer NA. No, this is not supposed to be NA. This is none. Okay? None. Meaning, Miss Divine doesn't have any certificate or NC as of this moment. Okay. But my question is, what does this mean to the plan? Bakit ito importante sa plan training station? It's because, my dear friends, different levels of experience can be useful and to plan well ahead. You should know who among them has certificates. Okay? What are their experiences? So it can be used to you and other trainees' advantage. Diba? So, if you found out that there are previous experiences of your learners, now it's really advantages. It's really have an advantage to you and the trainees. Why? Because it can merely help you along the way. Diba? How about previous experience? How about previous experience? Okay? So Miss Divine answered here, NA. No, this is not NA. It's supposed to be none. Okay? Meaning, she doesn't have any previous learning experience. Okay? So what does it mean to the plan? So it is helpful if you have knowledge of trainees' general attitudes towards learning. Okay? How about training level completed? This is none also. Okay, so Miss Divine answered none. It's because she doesn't have any training level completed as of this moment. Okay, so what does it mean to the plan? Of course, this will also help you to identify other trainings attended by your prospective students. Para alam mo kung meron ba siya na-complete tong training dati. Okay? Kung meron, you will be able to conduct validation of RPL. So, recommendation of prior learning. Okay. How about special courses? What does it mean? Okay? Miss Divine answered none. What does it mean? No. You may use their special training and ability in some special assignments during training. So, since these students has special courses, so maybe he or she can perform it very well. So, it has what we call a special arrangement or assignment for that matter. Diba? So, now, learning styles. This is also important in determining the characteristics of learners. So, either visual, we say visual by the trainees. These visual takes mental pictures of information given. So, in order for this kind of learner to retain information oral or written, presentation of new information must contain diagrams and drawings. So, it is important to know that visual learners are to see is to believe. Okay? Ganyan ang mga visual learners. Okay? Yung ibang visual learners, fast readers yan. No? If the learner has the ability to read fast, so that's visual learners. Okay? He or she needs color-coded notes, that's visual learner. Okay? Using drawings and set to illustrate, that's a visual learner. So if the student is like that, so he or she will encircle visual. Kinesthetic. When you say kinesthetic, these are the learners who choose classes with hands-on laboratory. Okay? Described as a student in the classroom who have problems sitting still, who often bounce their legs while tapping their fingers on the desk. They are often referred to hyperactive students with concentration issues. Okay? So, he or she will study in small groups. He or she will study with music in the background. So he or she will use memory and flashcards. So those are the kind of learners kinesthetic. What about auditory? Okay, auditory, these are the learner who has the ability to remember. Okay, speeches and lectures. So all of that learning style, the student will determine of their particular learning style. Alright? So other needs, we have their financially challenged, working students, solo parent. It is also important to know about it. Alright? So that's it, my dear trainees. So I hope you learned something from this data gathering instrument of the characteristics of learners. So if you have questions about it, just comment down below in my YouTube channel and I'm sure mababasa ko yan. So again, my dear friends, if for you to able to determine if you are done with this particular task, always remember to check your performance criteria checklist. Okay? So if ever you check all the yes there, that means to say you are done with the task and ready to submit to your facilitator or TM1 trainer. Alright? So do you have any questions? So I hope you learned something. Alright? So until my next video, bye-bye.